Norris is widely known as a Hollywood hero, martial artist, and public figure, but his true strength lies far beyond the cameras. At 85 years old, his life is a testament to resilience, courage, and the power of love. The battles he faced off-screen shaped him more than any movie role could. Before fame, before the accolades, he endured challenges that would have broken many. His story begins in a small town in Oklahoma, a place that witnessed both his fear and the seeds of his indomitable spirit. This is the story of Carlos Ray Norris, the boy who would become legendary. Childhood shadows in Ryan, Oklahoma. Chuck's early years in Ryan, Oklahoma, were marked by fear and uncertainty. Born into a struggling family, he grew up in a small, rundown house where anger and violence were constant. His father, a war veteran, returned home broken by the horrors he had seen, often drowning his pain in alcohol. The boy's young eyes witnessed chaos daily. Walls shook from fury, chairs were thrown, and loud footsteps echoed through dark hallways. Chuck learned early that survival required silence, caution, and observation. In the midst of this turmoil, the only light was his mother, Wilma, whose prayers and perseverance shielded her sons from complete despair. A mother's faith and courage. Wilma Norris was the steady anchor in a storm of fear. Despite poverty and a violent household, she kept faith and never gave up on her children. She scraped together what little money she could to feed them and protect them from their father's rage. Her quiet courage and prayers created a safe harbor for Chuck, even when he didn't fully understand the hardships they endured. It was in her resilience that Chuck first saw the power of perseverance. Her love provided the emotional foundation that allowed him to endure pain and develop a strength that was not loud or flashy, but quietly unbreakable. The moment of resolve. By the age of 14, Chuck had grown more than just tall. He had grown resilient. One night, his father's anger reached a terrifying peak, and Chuck found himself standing between a hammer-wielding man and his mother. He didn't scream or cry. He simply stood, shaking but firm, and resolved never to become the person he feared. This moment marked the start of his inner transformation. The boy who had learned only fear and survival began to forge courage and resolve. Though the home remained turbulent, Chuck's spirit started to harden, preparing him for the challenges that lay ahead. A new beginning in California. At 16, Wilma made the brave decision to leave Oklahoma, taking her sons to California. The move didn't promise happiness, but it offered freedom. For the first time in years, Chuck could breathe without constant fear. Though scars from poverty and abuse remained, they no longer defined him. This transition marked a turning point, showing him that life could be shaped by choice, courage, and perseverance. California became the backdrop for growth, discipline, and opportunity. Chuck carried his past with him, not as a burden, but as fuel for the man he was becoming. A man prepared to face life's challenges with inner strength and determination. Discipline in the Air Force. At 18, Chuck joined the Air Force, seeking a structured environment that could help him channel his inner turmoil. Thousands of miles from home in South Korea, he faced a culture and lifestyle that was unfamiliar and demanding. Initially shy and reserved, he struggled to fit in. Martial arts offered him more than combat skills. They became a language of discipline, focus, and self-confidence. Taekwondo and Judo taught him resilience and persistence. Every fall, every misstep on the mats became a lesson in patience and perseverance. Through disciplined practice, he slowly transformed from a timid boy into a confident young man, building a foundation that would define his future. Building strength beyond fighting. Upon returning to California in 1962, Chuck brought discipline with him like a second skin. He opened a small karate school, often alone, sweeping the floors while waiting for students. Success didn't come immediately, but he persisted, using his training to guide his life and inspire others. His life wasn't yet about fame or fortune. It was about creating a stable path, developing mastery, and turning lessons from hardship into a meaningful career. Chuck's early years as a teacher reflected his enduring commitment to growth, demonstrating that true strength is built quietly, patiently, and often in solitude, long before the spotlight shines. Trials of love and family. Fame and work brought challenges beyond the dojo. After 30 years of marriage, his first union ended, leaving Chuck with emotional wounds that cameras could not capture. Life's hardships didn't stop there. In 1982, he discovered he had a daughter, Dina, whom he had never met. Years of separation had cost them time and shared memories. Rather than letting distance breed resentment, Chuck embraced the opportunity to connect and nurture a relationship with her. This chapter of his life revealed a softer, compassionate side, one that balanced the toughness cultivated through adversity with the patience, grace, and love required to rebuild family bonds. Finding peace with Gina. In the late 1990s, Chuck Norris found love and stability with Gina O'Kelly. Her steady presence softened the edges, hardened by years of discipline, loss, and fame. They married in 1998, creating a home filled with warmth, laughter, and family. In 2001, they welcomed twins, Dakota and Dan Lee, bringing joy that transcended past struggles. Life's chaos gave way to daily moments of connection, simple joys, and the comfort of shared love. Chuck's journey showed that strength isn't just about physical prowess or fame. It's about nurturing relationships, finding peace, and allowing oneself to embrace happiness despite a lifetime of challenges. Facing new battles. Life's unpredictability returned in 2013 when an MRI intended to monitor Gina's health triggered a severe reaction. Suddenly, the woman who had been his rock faced a life-threatening situation. Her strength and vitality diminished rapidly, forcing Chuck into a new fight, one without scripts, cameras, or clear solutions. He devoted himself fully to her care, navigating endless medical tests, travel, and treatments. Money, fame, and career no longer mattered. Every moment was focused on love, survival, and support. Through this ordeal, Chuck demonstrated that courage is not only about physical combat, but about unwavering commitment to the people we cherish. Love as the ultimate strength. Chuck Norris's life exemplifies that true strength goes beyond muscles or martial arts. It is about resilience, courage, and the ability to keep going when life is most difficult. From a childhood shadowed by fear to the disciplined training of martial arts and the emotional battles of love and loss, Chuck has proven that strength manifests in perseverance, compassion, and devotion. Even as fame and fortune surrounded him, he prioritized family, connection, and moral courage over accolades. His journey reminds us that the most powerful victories are often internal, quiet, and unseen by the public eye. Legacy of courage and compassion. From a broken house in Ryan, Oklahoma, to the heights of Hollywood, Chuck Norris's story is one of relentless determination and profound humanity. He teaches us that challenges are not meant to crush us, but to shape us into stronger, more compassionate individuals. Strength is measured not by the battles we win against others, but by our ability to endure, love, and rise after adversity. Through every loss, triumph, and quiet moment, Chuck has lived a life that inspires, showing that resilience, faith, and love are the truest forms of power we can possess. The power of perseverance. Chuck Norris's life is a reminder that strength is forged through struggle and sustained by love. It is not always loud or visible, but it endures through hardship, heartbreak, and personal sacrifice. From a fearful boy to a disciplined Air Force man, a devoted father, and a loving husband, Chuck embodies the courage to face life head-on. His story encourages us to persevere, to nurture relationships, and to find hope even in the darkest moments. Strength, he shows us, is not about being unbreakable. It's about rising every time life knocks you down and standing tall with unwavering resolve.